What does it mean to be alive? No, really, take a second and think about it. Is there anything specific, or is it just the idea that you're alive? Now, I'm not here to remake my Soma video from way back when. That's a video for another day. No, I'm here to delve into one of my all-time favorite games, that being Persona 3. And before any snooty nerds yell at me in the comments for not pointing this out, I will be using footage from Persona 3 Reload for this video, just because it has a nice paint job and looks a bit prettier than the original game. Persona 3, developed by Atlus and released in 2006, is the fourth installment in the Persona series. Don't ask me why there is two Persona 2s. And in my opinion, Persona 3 is one of the most hard-hitting. Sure, it looks like a fun life simulator for people who want to be losers in real life and in video games, but on top of that, it also questions the very essence of our existence and quietly throws out this strange idea of what does it truly mean to be alive. Our story begins with our protagonist, a high school student named Makoto Yuki, who has enough edge that he puts Shadow the Hedgehog to shame. If you ask what he's listening to, he'll tell you Linkin Park, but he's a big smelly liar and actually listens to Nickelback. He's here because he transferred to Gekugan High School. I think that's how it's pronounced, and if anybody tells me I'm wrong, I'm going to bust your kneecaps in. And as he arrives to Iwatodai Station, he discovers the existence of the Dark Hour, or as I like to call it, the Piss Green Hour. What was that? Your piss isn't green? Well, buzz off, that's awfully ableist of you. Why are you judging mine? Anyways, getting back on track, the Dark Hour is a hidden hour between days where most people are transformed into these weird coffin-looking things, and those who aren't are left defenseless prey for these monstrous creatures known as shadows that roam freely only during the Dark Hour. And this is how we know it's a Japanese game, because if this took place in America, well, I got two words for you, buddy. Unregistered firearm. Because America. Hell yeah. Now, as Makoto walks through the streets, something is clearly off, but he doesn't seem to notice. He just keeps on keeping on. Probably because that haircut covers most of his face, and he can't see what's going on at all. And before anyone asks, no, this is not me deflecting my insecurities on Makoto because I had an edgy phase. What makes you think that? After this, you make it to your dorm, where you meet a small boy in prison clothes. His name is Pharos, and he locks you into signing a year-long contract deal with Machinima. He'll be back later on with his legal team if you don't make them enough money. But for now, let's keep moving. Right after this, you're introduced to the greatest video game character in any game ever, Mitsuru Kirijo. And this is a peak character moment. And if you're telling me she isn't the greatest character in the whole game, then you're lying to me as well as yourself. Oh, and I guess this girl Yukari Takaba is here too. Look, I didn't like Yukari, and I tried, I swear I did. She just really annoys me. But don't worry, Yukari fanboys, being the absolute sleazeball I am, I was sure to romance every character in the same playthrough, so nobody can be mad at me. And now that we're 2 hours in, this is almost where the game starts being a game and not an interactive storybook. A few days later, and you're in the Dark Hour again, after a shadow cranks some wicked 90s on this boxer dude. I think he's named like Akihiko, and he gets absolutely froghorned. He got beat so bad I had to start making up phrases to describe this. But after he brutally fails his one job, it's up to Yukari to come save Makoto. She makes her way to his dorm room. Hey, whoa, like 16, hey now, none of that. After this, Makoto and Yukari run away, yet somehow end up on the roof of the dorm, which is like the opposite of where you should have taken him to be safe. Honestly, I just want to know why Yukari is so useless. But look on the bright side, Yukari's about to save Makoto. She's gonna do it. Oh, she got punched in the face. Way to be a woman, Yukari. Now, of course, Makoto, being the absolute king, Giga Chad, Sigma male he is, picks up her evoker, and when Pharos sees his new client is about to get a dank headshot, Pharos calls him up on FaceTime, telling him, this is now time to awaken to your persona. I went off the script. I'm not going to do that anymore. And now, I have to explain personas. So, a persona is like this physical manifestation of a person's psyche. Now, of course, for most of my playthrough, I went with the persona that fits my personality the most, that being Mara. Can't you see the resemblance? Our main characters use these personas to battle against shadows. Okay, now that we have that down, let's keep going. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada, a bunch of dialogue I skipped later, and the game introduces us to SEAS, the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad. If that isn't the edgiest thing I've heard since 2008, I don't know what is. SEAS is a group of students with the ability to summon personas. Their mission? Explore the mysterious Tartar Sauce Tower, which grows out of the ground at their school during the dark hour, and eliminate the shadows that are threatening humanity. But underneath this seemingly straightforward plot, Persona 3 delves into this strange theme of morality and the acceptance of your own fate. I mean, the dark hour itself serves as this metaphor for the shadows that loom over our lives and the inevitability of death that we're all going to have to confront. As the story progresses, our characters grapple with their own morality time and time again, facing not only these external threats, but also internal personal struggles. The concept of memento mori, a reminder of human morality, is woven into this narrative, urging the characters, and players, to reflect on the unstable nature of life itself. But of course, tragedy strikes as the characters learn that Makoto has not met his machinima contract requirements, and Pharos is on his way with his legal team, about to cause an apocalyptic event known as the Fall. A catastrophic event set to wipe out humanity, and it becomes evident that the very fabric of reality is at stake, forcing our protagonists to confront the fragility of their existence and the choices they must make. One important character in this narrative is Aegis, this mechanical companion to the protagonist. She adds a unique idea to Persona 3's exploration of the meaning of life. At first, she's introduced as this emotionless android. Aegis undergoes this crazy transformation throughout the story, and her journey is a nice silver lining on the game's broader themes and ideas. As Aegis interacts with the human members of SEAS and experiences the highs and lows of just existing, she begins to grapple with her own sense of self. Her mechanical nature against the backdrop of morality becomes a new lens to look through, which allows the game to examine the essence of being alive. Aegis's entire character arc showcases the struggle to understand and appreciate your own life, and I think that's a theme that many people can get behind. As she learns the complexities of human emotions and relationships, her evolution from this stoic machine to being capable of love and empathy perfectly strikes a chord with another message. The game presents that even entities seeming devoid of life can find meaning and purpose in their existence. Aegis' story becomes a broader exploration of morality, emphasizing the journey towards understanding what it means to be alive, and that it's not limited to the organic, but extends to that of the artificial, challenging these preconceived notions about life and consciousness itself. One interesting thing I would like to point out is that the game's mechanics also reinforce these themes. The social link system, where players build relationships with various characters, underscores the importance of human connection in the face of your own mortality. These bonds not only enhance the strength of your personas, but also provide a great lesson on the value of relationships and the great scheme of life. Now, that was a lot of serious garbage, so let's get into something a little more lighthearted. In the final climax of the game, our characters confront Nynx, Pharos' lawyer and the harbinger of the fall. So, pretty much the end of the world as we all know it. Unless you're Florida. I don't think the apocalypse can end Florida. But the final battle with Nynx isn't like any other battle in the game. You see, all those other battles are purely physical confrontations, but the battle with Nynx is all a philosophical one. You see, as I mentioned earlier, throughout the game you can establish many different social links with other characters, which in the final showdown, every character you maxed out a social link with will give you words of encouragement to finish the final battle. And I still did not feel guilty for maxing out every romance choice. Thank you for asking. If you choose to look a little deeper than the surface, Persona 3 invites you to confront your own mortality, to really think about the strange nature of life, and to find meaning and purpose in the face of challenges that we can't really change. To me, it's not just a game, and as lame as this is going to make me sound, it's an experience that prompts players to reflect on their own existence and the relationships they let define it. But of course, nothing good can last forever. As you finally defeat Nynx, you're given this brief time skip before getting to the end of the game. As you walk around the school, you're given the chance to speak to everyone you maxed out a social link with. Now, I didn't really max out any links aside from those who are in the school, but I presume you can go visit acquaintances in Iwatodai too. The next day is graduation day, and after this, you're given a final speech from Aegis. No jokes this time, this scene destroyed me, and I'll let you watch that in full now.
The wind, it feels so nice. I admit, I'm finally noticing the beauty of spring. It's wonderful. And yet, without exception, each and every season will come to an end. We fought side by side. We faced the world's end. And now, I'm finally beginning to understand what it was I'd been searching for. I always wondered what it really meant to live. Now I think it's following your heart, fighting for what you can change, and accepting the things you can't. Nothing on this earth lasts forever. Every life will one day fizzle out. That holds true for all of us, and as soon as you come to terms with it, you realize something. You see what really matters, and find out what it is that gives your life meaning. When I learned that I wasn't strong enough, I was tormented by it. Now I understand why. Protecting others is the duty I was given. But to me, it was more than an obligation. At some point, it became something I wanted to do for myself. Once I decided to try and prevent the fall, something inside me clicked. When I thought about how I might never see you again, that's when I first understood what mattered to me the most. And so, I made up my mind. What I want is to protect you from now until the end of time. I want to stay by your side. And I know I'm not the only one out there who could do this. But still, I want to. Because I'm positive, if I do it for you, then nothing's a waste. My life will have meaning. So, thank you. Sorry. What's gotten into me? It's good. I finally found a reason to live. So why am I... They're here. I see it now. I have friends. We support each other through thick and thin. Not everything needs to be for some greater purpose. Just caring about someone can be enough. That's all we need to give our lives meaning. As for me, I found my path. And that's to protect you with my life. Thank you so much for everything. You must be tired. Go ahead and rest now. I'll be right here. I won't be going anywhere. In a moment, the others will be joining us.
Now, I'm sure most people watching this are thinking, sure, it's sad, but it's not that sad, right? Well, think about it this way. I get attached to fictional characters super easily, and I had well over 100 hours in this game by this point. So knowing that that was all over, that I'd seen everything it had to offer, it made me sad. And with that final message, Makoto closes his eyes and drifts to sleep. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was how Persona 3 taught me to live your life to the fullest, and no matter what, there will always be a reason to live. I've been Vapor, and you have been informed. Thank you for watching. But wait, before you go, I just want to say thank you very much for watching if you got this far into the video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, as that is the best way to support me right now. And honestly, we're getting awfully close to 100 subscribers. I know that's not a very big number, but hey, it's a lot better to be in the triple digits than the double digits. Anyways, I'll let you finish out this video now. Thanks for watching.